Thank you.
Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Happy New Year.
Recording in progress.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is the Personnel Commission for Long Beach Community College District for January 10th, 2022. We all please stand, or however, I'm going to lead the Pledge of Allegiance because we're going to start the year off. I'll please stand and look at my flag somewhere. And join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A roll call, please. Or do I do the roll call?
You do it.
I'm so used to it. Janine?
Present.
Robin?
Present.
Yeah. Jeff? Present. Ready to go. This is the public comments on agenda items. Public comments on agenda items. Do we have anyone for the wish to speak? I don't see, but is there anyone?
No, Jeff, there were no comments received.
All right, very good. Then we're going to move to the first item of business, which is E, approval of the minutes of the last meeting. Could I entertain a motion to approve the minutes, please? Motion by?
So moved.
By Janine, second by Robin.
Second.
Any comments, members of the commission on the approval of the minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor? Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
F is an aye. Moving on to new business. Item A, approve eligibility list for athletic field maintenance worker. How are we going to do this on items? Do we need a staff report on each one? So we all know that Jennifer is not here. So how are we going to do this?
Chairperson Kellogg, if I may.
Go ahead.
I do have summary notes for each of these items, which I would be happy to provide either in mass or item by item at the commission's preference.
Probably just do each one as we go. I'll ask for you to provide a brief staff report. I'll ask for questions from the commissioners and we'll take the vote. So on item A, eligibility list, athletic field maintenance worker. Go ahead. Staff report.
Thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications are high school GED plus 3 years of experience. In addition to that, we received 17 applications at the college. 7 individuals passed the subject matter expert screening review, meaning they met all minimum qualifications and provided all documents requested. 3 individuals passed all test parts and were placed on the eligibility list. For this particular recruitment, there were no internal applicants.
Thank
I move
you.
approval.
Questions, comments, members of the board? Hearing
I
none.
move
There's a
approval,
motion.
Jeff.
Motion by Janine, second by Robin. Any questions, comments? I apologize. I normally ask for the motion before we get to staff. I'll do that.
All right.
But any questions, comments, members of the commission at this time? Hearing none. All those in favor? Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
Jeff is an aye. That item A is approved. Item B, approval eligibility list for buyer. Kristen?
Yes,
Staff
thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications are 2 years of college level coursework in addition to 2 years of work experience. We received approximately 66 applications here at the district. 6 individuals passed the written examination, which was the first test part for this particular recruitment, and placed on the eligibility list. We had 2 internal applicants for this particular position.
Questions, comments, member of the commission?
I move approval.
A motion.
Second.
Questions, comments? And roll call, Janine,
Aye.
Robin
Aye.
is an aye. So B passes. Item C, approval eligibility of child care assistant staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications are as follows: 6 units in child development and a minimum of 25 days of 3+ hours per day within a 2 years time frame with direct experience in childcare. We received 11 applications in total. 7 individuals passed the subject matter expert review and were placed on the eligibility list. For this particular recruitment, we had 2 internal applicants.
I move approval.
There's a motion by Janine, second by Robin.
Yes.
Questions, comments, members of the commission at this time? Hearing none. Sorry, anyone? Hearing none, roll call. Janine,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
Jeff is an aye. Item C passes. Item D, approval eligibility list for electrician staff report. Kristen.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications are as follows: a high school degree or GED equivalent, in addition to 2 years of journey level electrical construction experience. The district received 12 applications in total. 4 individuals passed the SME, the subject matter expert screening, and were placed on the eligibility list. For this particular recruitment, we did not have any internal applications.
Motion by the commission at this time.
I move
Motion to
approval.
approve. Motion by Janine, second by Robin.
Yes,
Questions,
second.
discussions by the commissioners at this time? Hearing none, roll call. Janine,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
Jeff is an aye. Item D passes. Item E is approval eligibility list for enrollment specialist. Staff report, please, Kristen.
Yes, thank you. For this recruitment, the minimum qualifications include a bachelor's degree in addition to 2 years of experience. The district received approximately 82 applications. 21 individuals passed the subject matter expert screening. 9 individuals passed the written examination, and 7 individuals were ultimately placed on the eligibility list. We had 1 internal application.
Thank you. Commissioners, a motion, please. Motion, please.
I move approval.
Second.
Robin, discussion from the commissioners at this time, any? Just because, Kristen, is there I'm only curious because the volume of people we've had, this one you said was over 80, of 66. What is roughly the salary range for this position? Do we have that?
That I do not know off the top of my head, but that is information that we can gladly supply with the commissioners after the meeting.
That's fine. I'm just curious because in the past we've had this discussion and we were thinking that the jobs were paying, but they actually were not. It wasn't something that was being paid at a high end. So I'm always curious what the salaries would be. So not critical this time. So we have did we do the roll call vote yet?
No. Yes.
Roll call vote. Did we do a motion? Someone help me.
I'll make the motion.
And I'll
Motion.
second.
Motion by Robin, second by Janine. Other questions, comments by members of the commission at this time on item E? Hearing none, roll call. Janine,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
F is aye. E passes. F, eligibility list, lead custodian. Staff report, please, Kristen.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications are high school degree or GED equivalent plus 2 years of experience. 17 applications were received in total. 13 individuals passed the SME screening process. 4 passed the panel interviews and were placed on the eligibility list, and we had 2 internal applicants.
A motion by the commission on this item, please.
I move approval.
By Janine,
Second.
by Robin. Questions, comments by the commissioners at this time? Hearing none. Roll call. Janine,
Aye.
Robin.
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes. Item G, approval eligibility list. This is for skilled maintenance worker. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this position, the minimum qualifications include a high school diploma or GED equivalent in addition to 3 years of experience. We received 11 applications and 7 individuals passed the SME screening process, 4 passed the oral panel interviews and were placed on the eligibility list. 3 were internal applicants.
A motion by the board at this time, commission, to
I move
approve.
approval.
Motion by
Second.
Robin. Question, comments by commissioners at this time?
No.
Hearing none, roll call. Item G, Janine,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
Jeff is aye, G passes. Item H, approve eligibility list, special event assistant. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this position, the minimum qualifications include a high school degree or GED equivalent and 1 year of experience. 27 applications were received by the district. 6 individuals passed the SME subject matter expert screening process. 4 individuals passed the oral panel interviews and were placed on the eligibility list. 2 were internal applicants.
Thank you.
I move
Motion
approval.
by Janine.
Second.
Discussion on this item, item H. Hearing none, roll call. Janine,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
Jeff is aye, H passes. Item I, approve eligibility list, technical support specialist. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this position, the minimum qualifications include the high school degree or GED equivalent in addition to 2 years of experience. 35 applications were received by the district. 16 passed the SME subject matter expert screening process and 14 applicants were placed on the eligibility list. We had 1 internal applicant.
Thank you. Staff, could I have a motion by the commission, please?
I move
Motion
approval.
Second.
by Robin. Discussion, any discussion from the commissioners at this time? Hearing none, roll call. Janine,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
Jeff is aye. Aye passes. J, approval advanced salary placement, administrative assistant. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications include a high school degree or GED equivalent with the addition of 4 years of experience. The candidate offered this particular position demonstrated higher education in comparison to the minimum qualifications with an AA degree, in addition to 5 years of direct experience.
Very good. Can I entertain a motion to approve item J, please?
I move approval.
Motion by Janine, second by Robin. Questions, comments from the commissioners at this time? Hearing none, roll call vote on item J. Janine,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
Jeff is aye. Item J is approved. Item K, approve advanced salary placement, human resources specialist. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications include high school diploma or GED equivalent in addition to 5 years of relevant experience. This particular candidate demonstrated a bachelor's degree in addition to a relevant certification, relevant to human resources, also 7 years of relevant management level experience.
Motion.
I have a question.
Can we have a motion first, so at least we can discuss then the motion? Motion, please.
Janine?
I'll make the motion.
Motion
A
to
second.
approve. Robin has a second. Discussion. Robin?
Yes, my question is, I noticed on the other positions, we were giving some background as to how many people had applied. I don't see that here. Or where is it? How many people applied for this particular position?
Commissioner, are you speaking to the human resources specialist position?
Right, I'm looking at it and I didn't, yes, that one.
Okay,
Did I miss something? I'm sorry.
that I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping in here, but that is information that we can easily supply later this evening as soon as the meeting's over so that you have that information at hand.
Okay, thank you.
Usually on the eligibility list, we have that information, but since this is on the approving the placement, maybe is that the reason why it would not be listed like the eligibility list candidates? I'm just speculating. Is that why? Don't know.
I apologize. That's information that I do not have, but if that's information that the commissioners would like for advanced salary placement moving forward, we can easily make that adjustment in the office.
Okay, thank you.
By the way, I don't know. I'm getting pinged a lot. I don't know if it's just my computer and it's from, if it's some way of people trying to communicate with me. I'm not seeing anything on my screens, plural. So I apologize. I'm not ignoring anyone, or that's just something that's happening that has nothing to do with this meeting. Just FYI, if there was something in the past that was taking place, I'm not seeing it. So I don't know if somebody is trying to raise their hand electronically or not. My apologies. So,
Chairperson Kellogg, I apologize. I believe that is actually my computer.
Oh.
It makes that noise every time I get an email. When I have on volume, I cannot turn that noise off. I've worked with IT. I cannot do it. I'm so sorry.
That's quite all right. I was
I
hearing
have-
the same thing. I thought it was my
Yeah.
computer. Thank you.
No, and I get pinged all the time, so I don't know which one of my is working. I'm assuming it's my work, but okay. As long as I'm not ignoring somebody, I'm okay. All right, so item K, no other discussion at this time. Roll call on item K. Janine?
Jeff, before we go further, just let me follow up with what Robin said. And what she's alluding to is, yes, we would like to have that information for future meetings, Kristen, because it feels like we're being kind of left out on a full picture of what's happening. And so personally, I would like that. And so I vote aye with that contingency for future meetings.
Fine. Robin?
I vote aye as well.
All right, and I am aye, and I think, yeah, for future, just for information. So we'll address that in the future. Item K passes. Item L, approve advanced salary placement for instructional aid student success center. Staff report, Kristen.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications include a high school degree or GED equivalent and some instructional aid experience. The candidate for this position demonstrated a bachelor's degree in addition to pursuing their master's and 2 years of directly relevant classroom experience.
Could I entertain a motion to approve on item L? Motion
I move to approve.
By Janine,
Second.
second by Robin. Discussion from commissioners at this time. Hearing none, roll call on item L. Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
Jeff votes aye. L passes. I'm sorry. Is that I or which one we just do? Is that-
Instructional Aid Student Success Center.
Okay. That was L as in Lyle. Item M, approve advanced salary placement for instructional lab coordinator. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications include a bachelor's degree and 1 year of experience. The individual, the candidate selected for this particular position demonstrates a bachelor's degree plus 5 years of directly relevant experience in higher education.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve item M. Commissioners? Motion to approve, please.
I move to approve.
Second.
Discussion from commissioners at this time.
No, there is some discussion, and so I'm going to go a step further into why I'm looking for that information. It's because this information, and I'm looking at it in summary, and so that's why I asked my initial question, because I'm being asked to approve of someone, but I don't see anything else. This is just a candidate. So I'm interested in how many candidates applied. Is this an internal selection? What was the information? So I'm happy to go forth in the agenda, but going forward, I need additional data so that I feel like I'm part of the process and not just ticking off, because this is just summary information and I don't have the backstory. And while I'm at it, there's one more thing that I'm looking for. When you gave us the eligibility information, I noticed that there was ethnicity information attached. So if you're telling me how many applicants and their gender and all of that, how many applied, and then how many tested, when you give me the hiring data on how many people you selected, I want that same information. So I want it to flow through the entire report. And that's I digressed a little, but I put that in my notes and I wanted to address that. Thank you. I have nothing more.
And in the past, has our items that include for approving salary placement, did it or did not include some additional background? I don't even, well, that's the question. Did it or did it not include some of this information that Robin is addressing right now?
I think it did. I'm confused if we get it separately from the hire process and then it goes forward, or if they happen simultaneously. Kristen, do you have an answer on that?
I don't recall. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
The time has been a little bit too lengthy for me to remember. I apologize.
That's quite all right. Going forward, we're good.
I agree with Janine and with Robin that having a little bit of a profile and information could help us, just so, because I have some questions on some of these items because I don't remember unless I go back on some of our previous agendas. So it'd probably be wise to have that as an attachment. And so, yeah, I agree. That would be good for future on this one.
Thank you.
It just allows us to have a better idea instead of asking questions that as if we don't remember it or not. So, all right. So roll call on M, please. Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
Aye. M passes. Item N, approval of advanced salary placement. This is for a, what am I looking at? Oh, matriculation aid. Okay. Oh, that's important. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications include a high school diploma in addition to some clerical or office experience. The candidate for this position possesses a bachelor's degree in addition to over 4 years of directly relevant office experience.
It surprised me on the requirements for this position. I thought it was going to be something more. All right. A motion, please, from commissioners.
I move approval.
Motion by Janine.
Second.
By Robin. Discussion from commissioners on this item at this time. Hearing none. Roll call on item N. Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
And Jeff is aye on N and is approved. Item O, approve advanced salary placement, senior administrative assistant HR, personnel commission. This is important. So staff report, Kristen.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, the minimum qualifications include an AA degree plus 5 years of relevant experience. The individual selected for this particular position possesses a BA and 17 years of relevant experience.
Very good. Can I entertain a motion on item O, please, commissioners?
I move approval.
Approval by Janine. Motion by Janine, second by Robin.
Yes,
okay.
Second.
Discussion from commissioners at this time?
Yes. How many applicants did we take for this position?
That information, I apologize. We will need to get back to you with that information.
Okay.
Questions, comments at this time? Obviously, it means a lot to us since it's the Personnel Commission.
I just feel like we're working in a vacuum here.
Right. I want to know how many applicants we've had for all of these positions. I'm interested in all of that information. So if you can provide that in a timely manner, I'd appreciate it. I'm, again, approving in the blind, but I do understand.
I agree.
Robin, Janine, sorry, Jeff. Looking back at a previous eligibility list that was back in November for this position, the eligibility list shows there were 61 applicants for this position.
Juliet, maybe you can confirm that the position comes in, we approve a hiring and then later on we get a request for a pay increase. Is that correct?
Yes, so the eligibility list comes in first for your approval. Once that's approved, the department makes final interviews for the position, and then they request an advanced salary placement.
Okay, so it's not simultaneous. So I think that, Jeff, I'm speaking out of turn and speaking for them. I'll speak for myself. I think that I would like to see all of that information we got back in November happening again when the request for salary advancement occurs, just so that it's laid out a little bit better for us, or for me.
Yeah. We can add the eligibility list information again once that advanced salary placement request is made.
Thank you.
It's an attachment you would put on here. So, and then we open that up and we can look at it and we can see. So I think that's,
Thank you.
That actually is, maybe that's why I've got an issue coming up here, just a question. So,
Thank you.
All right. So item O, other questions, comments at this time? Roll call then. Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
F is aye on O. Item P, approve the extension of working out of class assignment lead custodian, Isaac Ruiz. Staff report, please, on item P.
Yes, thank you so much. For this particular position, this individual has been brought on board to help with reopening efforts relating to COVID and the enhanced responsibilities relating to cleaning and maintaining facilities. In addition, we have our Deputy Director, Maria Williams Slaughter, who is here, who can elaborate on that information as well. Thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you, Kristen, and good evening, commissioners. And as the next 4 items fall under the facilities umbrella, I just want to provide a blanket acknowledgement of our staff's role as essential workers by saying that the majority of the facilities team has been on site throughout the pandemic, and each of these positions has been and continues to be vital to the continued adherence to COVID-19 protocols, as well as campus reopening plans. Isaac Ruiz is the lead custodian at LAC on swing shift, which runs from 2 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. This is a HERF-funded position and supports the students, staff, and faculty who are on campus in the evenings.
I'll entertain a motion on item P, please, from the commissioners.
I move approval, and I appreciate the report from Dr. Slaughter.
Motion and a second, please, Robin.
I second both comments.
Item P to approve. These are the couple that I was curious because approval on, I know we always have the issue of working out of class, but so, and again, it was a little bit of my memory from last year or when we dealt with this issue previously, because the next couple were all the same. So this one, we dealt with this one in November or December, or am I just confusing it with something entirely else? Did we deal with these issues before for some reason on something?
Chairperson Kellogg, it is possible. I'm not entirely sure. Juliet may have a better recollection of past agendas, but at a certain time threshold, individuals do come back to the commission pursuant to PC rules and regulations, so that the commissioners can elect to review and continue an out of classification assignment or not. And there is a time frame associated with that as per the rules. So it is possible that you have seen some of these positions before and they're back before the commission in relation to the timeline.
Okay. And actually, because we're getting into these user extension of working out of class, the one that I was most, just to give you a heads up, was on item S. That was one only because I was looking at the position for approval for the individual. It's skilled maintenance. And some reason I was going, was that skilled maintenance or was that something else? So again, my apologies. I may completely be off base, but I was just trying to remember and thinking that these had come up on something else. So I wasn't sure if and I did not go back on previous agendas either. So my apologies, but that's why I had a question with them. And maybe it's just the new year, but I just was curious on the continuity of it all. So anyway, if anyone can help out on these items, but it was one that S was more of all of them that I was just more, have I seen this before? And was it for maintenance and technical? But that's an item further down. But item P, question, comments. So we are done. Roll call on item P. Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
And Jeff is aye. That's P passes. Q, approval of extension of working out of class assignment. This is for facility maintenance supervisor, Juan Herrera. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you so much. In this particular situation, we have a bit of a cascading effect here where we have an incumbent working out of class, and thus that creates a backfill for another individual. So this individual is continuing in the backfill. Again, as mentioned in the previous item, Deputy Director Maria Williams Slaughter is here, and she may have a few additional comments on this item.
Nothing additional on this item. Kristen, you covered it all.
I entertain a motion from the commissioners to approve item Q, please.
I move approval.
Second.
Discussion from the commissioners at this time on item Q. Hearing none, roll call. Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
Jeff is an aye. Q is approved. Item R, approved extension of working out of class assignment, lead custodian, Mark Carlos Muro. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. This item is very similar to the first item that the commissioners had before them regarding working out of class extensions. This position is HER funded as well and is integral to our reopening efforts. As the commissioners know, the facilities and custodial crews have had to assume huge amounts of workload in addition to tremendously enhanced cleaning. And that entails additional lead custodians to help with this effort. And again, this position is HER funded. I'm not sure if Deputy Director Maria Williams Slaughter has any further comments on this one.
Yes, Kristen, actually, this one is not HER funded. This one, although we have others that are, this one is not. Mark Muro is working as a lead custodian at PCC on the graveyard shift, which runs from 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. And a recruitment is currently underway. Approval of the eligibility list is actually item F on tonight's agenda, which the commission previously approved.
Item S.
F. F as in Frank.
Okay, all right. Questions, comments, members of the commission? Hearing none. I'm sorry, entertain a motion. Do we make a motion on this one?
I move approval.
Motion by Janine, second. Robin?
Second, I apologize.
Second. Now discussion, any further discussion by the commission at this time on this item? Hearing none. Roll call on item R. Janine?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
Item S, approve the extension of working out of class irrigation and grounds maintenance technician, Nestor Ramirez. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. With regard to this particular position, this individual is continuing in the out-of-class efforts via the additional workload placed on staff as a result of HER funding. Again, Deputy Director Maria Williams Slaughter is here, and thank you for the clarification on the previous item as well, Deputy Director.
Of course, for this item, Nestor is filling the role of irrigation and grounds maintenance technician, and this is a HER funded position. Let's see, it's vital to ensuring that the grounds and landscaping at both PCC and LAC are well maintained.
Thank you. I entertain a motion to approve by the commission, please, on item S. Motion, please.
I move approval.
Second.
Second by Robin. Questions, comments, members of the commission? This is the one that and again, I don't know if this person was, I'm just maybe confusing it with something else, somewhere in the back of my mind about there was working something else, but again, maybe it's completely nothing at all. I just wasn't curious if this person was working in irrigation grounds or something with the PCC campus. I can't really probably elaborate that much. I just thought I'd raise it. Am I missing something? Was this person working somewhere else, or was this another title? of some other type of maintenance at one time? Anyone? Or am I just hallucinating?
I don't remember it.
Again, trying to pull from things. It was this, and I did not go back on and compare other agendas to both Robin and Janine's part. That's probably why background on attachments, it'll be a little bit easier sometimes where you just put all the previous information on these. It allows us the opportunity to open up documents and see. And again, I don't think there's anything, but I just wanted to raise it. So if no one has any questions or comments on this one, in additional to my questions, then hearing none, roll call on item S. No other comments or questions. Janine.
Aye.
Robin.
Aye.
Jeff is an aye on S. Item T. This is approve the extension of working out a class assignment. This is Career Pathways Coordinator Samantha Flores. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. For this particular position, when an incumbent is out on leave, we do need to backfill the position. This individual is serving in that backfill capacity and is working out of class in doing so. The administrator over that particular area, Sonia, who's dean over that area, is on the call this evening. Sonia, I do not know if you have any additional information around this item.
Thank you, Kristen. Good evening, commissioners. Yes, this is indeed an extension of someone we have currently working out of class as the permanent incumbent is on leave. As you all know, this position is the only permanent position we have at Long Beach City College dedicated to serving our dual enrollment programs. With the growth that we've had in those programs over the last year and continued expansion, in particular in response to COVID around case management, this position is essential for our operationalization of services to our dual enrolled students. Our ask would be to be able to extend this so that there is no interruption to services of students that are in high school participating in this program.
Thank you. Can I entertain a motion from the commissioners to approve item T? Motion, please.
I'll move approval.
Second.
By Robin. Questions, comments by the commissioners at this time? I'll only say that dual enrollment is one of the greatest things in the world. So it's, boy, I'm so glad we're really focusing on doing some dual enrollment. It really is beneficial to the college, also the students, but also from a financial standpoint, dual enrollment is a great opportunity for the college. I'm glad we have people working on it. Any other comments on this item at this time? Hearing none, roll call vote on T. Janine.
Aye.
Robin.
Aye.
Jeff is aye. T passes. Thank you very much. Item U, approve the extension of working out of class assignments, human resources analysis. Sonia Velez, staff report, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Commissioner. For this particular position, the incumbent who is in the HR office does remain on leave, and this is an essential position for the functioning of the college, managing leave programs and pay programs for all classified employees. Thus, we do need to continue with that out of classification assignment in this particular scenario.
I entertain a motion to approve item U.
I move approval.
Second.
Discussion, members of the commission at this time. Hearing none, roll call. Item U, Janine.
Aye.
Robin.
Aye.
Jeff is aye. U is approved. V, approve classification study recommendations and classification specific second reading. This is the Long Beach Classified Employees AFT Local 6108 and management team. So this is our second reading. We have gone through this, but I'll ask, do we need to have a staff report on this first before we get to comments or making a second reading? Does this require a motion, or is this just, again, somebody help me on the parliamentary?
I think it requires a motion.
Okay, so this one will. First reading usually does not, second reading does. So staff report on this one, if any?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. For this particular item, this group of classification specs went to the commission for a first reading on November 22nd. So during that commission meeting, any appeals that were made after the first reading have been removed from this particular batch that are before the commission for a second reading, and all appeals will be resolved prior to those particular classifications coming before the commission for a second reading.
Then at this time, after staff report, I'll need a motion to approve. There's a second reading on this one, please.
I move approval.
The motion, second, please.
Second.
Motion,
Second.
Discussion or comments at this time from the commissioners?
I'd love to hear Robert's opinion.
How are we doing, Robert?
Good, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm always concerned with all the resolution of all people being addressed, and I hope the commission can look into making sure everybody was addressed and resolutions were met with their disagreement with what they were given. As Kristen said, that was removed, so I assume all the rest were approved, were not grieved at all. What the batch is. So that's my real concern, is that has everybody been addressed, and has everybody that's being passed through tonight had their due diligence on their class study.
Have you heard any negative feedback, Robert?
Just the one, I don't know which ones they pulled, so it depends.
May I ask a question, Robert? May I ask you a question?
Yes.
I just want to make sure I understand the question that you're asking. And so I clearly understand, I'm going to restate your question, and then you tell me if I'm getting what you're saying. You're asking if the information that we have received has been approved by the incumbent whose position is being reclassified or not, and that anyone who does not agree with the reclassification, that they're not included in this batch because you want to ensure that they receive due process, including bringing it before the commission if necessary. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then now we just need an answer.
So Robin and Janine both, so the group that we are approving, I am under the assumption, and when asked, that this is a pristine group, it's clean, their issues have been resolved, so there's no outstanding issues with this grouping that we are approving tonight. That's my understanding. Is that true? Can you confirm that, anyone?
Kristen, do you have an answer on that?
Yes, that is correct. So all projections all appeals have been that have not been resolved, have been pulled, and are not before the commission in a second reading. Before those appeals will be heard and resolved before they come to the commission in a second reading. And I haven't worked on the classification study here, but in my past experience with classification studies, if it is not resolved, an appeal process is not resolved at a local level, then it does proceed to the commission level before it goes to the second reading.
Are you comfortable with that, Robert?
As long as it comes to the Personnel Commission before being approved in entirety, yes.
I'm in agreement.
That's my understanding, is that what we're approving tonight, they've been completed to everyone's satisfaction. There's no outstanding issue with this grouping. All right.
May I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Robert, if you have heard of any concerns from anyone, please feel free to forward to myself and Cynthia so that we can look into those particular ones more closely to make sure that all questions are answered that any employees may have.
Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you
Other
for the
comments?
clarification, Kristen. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No, it's actually good questions, because there's no misunderstanding. What the grouping that we're approving, which started as a massive group, we're taking in hopefully manageable amounts, but the ones we are voting on have gone through the process, and there's no outstanding issues, which is good to hear. All right, other questions, comments, members of the commission at this time? Hearing none, roll call on this one for a second reading. Janine.
Aye.
Robin.
Aye.
Jeff is an aye. Congratulations. Good job again as we work through this enormous issue. Next, number W, this is a first reading on batch number 4. So it simply is our first reading to make it public. There's no vote on this item. Are there any questions or comments? Or staff report, is there anything you wish to report on this item at this time?
Yes, thank you so much. Just one small point of clarification to add on the discussion that we were just having. For first reads, after the first read occurs, then the information is provided to incumbents so that they have an opportunity to appeal. The appeals are resolved, and then only then at that time would it come before the commission for a second read.
Questions,
That's good to
comments,
know.
members of the commission? I'm sorry, Janine?
That was good to know. Thank you, Kristen.
Other
My
comments?
question is, Kristen, do you know how many are in this batch?
There are not many.
Yeah, it's one of those smaller.
It's a very
groups.
small batch, not more than, I think, 12 that I could see.
Yeah, I was just wondering why the quantity was low.
Yeah, it's 12.
That I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, this is, again, no vote required. This is the first reading on this item. No other questions, comments from the commissioners at this time? Then we will move on. Information items. Next one is next meeting, which will be Monday, January 24th, 5 p.m. via Zoom again. And so that's just an informational item. Closing items, comments from staff. Is there any comments from staff this time?
No comment other than thank you very much to the commissioners for bearing with me as I did my best to facilitate this meeting tonight. So thank you.
You did a good job.
Thank you. I know this is not easy. Other member, well, I'll start with commissioners. Janine, any comments at this time?
I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year and thank you for allowing me to be a few minutes late this evening. Thank you, Robin, for getting me online. I'm up north at my aunt's home. We're clearing it out and this is my last day here. So it's kind of emotional for me and the whole family. But thank you for bearing with me. I'd like to congratulate Dr. Munoz. I believe he was named president after our last meeting. So huge congratulations to him. That's very exciting. And thank you, Robert, for being here. Appreciate all your input always, but I'll also everyone else who's joining us this evening. We appreciate your input as well. And please feel free to join in whenever you have something. Juliet, thank you for the updates that you gave us this evening. And Kristen, it's great to see you back. I realize it's a demotion for you, but it's always nice to see your face. And we thank you for the information that you presented. So happy New Year to everyone. It's great to see my fellow commissioners' faces again as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Robin.
I'd like to, of course, mirror Janine's sentiments. Happy New Year, everyone. But I do want to take a moment and remember Doris Topsy-Alvord, who has passed over. Doris was a mentor to me. She served on the board at Long Beach Transit during my tenure there, as well as many other positions. I'm not going to go into the many positions that she held within our city, but I would like us to remember her fondly as just a great human being. Doris Topsy-Alvord has left the building.
I got to meet her in Jeff Kellogg's backyard, and what an incredible woman.
See, Jeff, I knew it.
Absolutely incredible woman.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you all. Well, obviously, Happy New Year. I had the pleasure of sitting down with the new president at the College Day for lunch to go over some things that for the future with the Personnel Commission. I know he is scheduling it with both of you as well. So I'm just very pleased that he took the time out of his hectic schedule to sit down and go over things. And so I appreciate that very much. Obviously, Happy New Year to everyone at the college, and obviously whatever we can do to help. As we close this meeting, and I'm going to ask that we do close the meeting in memory of not only Doris Topsy-Elbor, but Val Lurch, two people that I've known for a long time. And Val, of course, the former council member from the 9th District, who's with his family working at the college. But Val was a really special person. And then, of course, Doris, who I actually knew Doris when she was really just known as Mrs. Topsy, as in Gerald Topsy. Her son and I actually went to Hughes Middle School together, junior high school, and we were involved in athletics. So the first exposure I ever had to Doris was as a mom. And I always say you can really judge a person by the mom. And so that was my first recollection of Doris, and then Val working closely with him and all his. You won't find a more passionate person. So when we close our meeting, obviously I'd like to close in memory of those two people. Sadly, both their funeral services were on Friday, and I was able to sort of participate via Zoom because it almost sounds like a movie, 2 funerals and a wedding. I had a wedding to attend in the afternoon on Friday, and we had to be tested within 24 hours of that. And then we had to somewhat isolate ourselves before showing up at the wedding on Friday afternoon, which meant I was sadly not going to be able to attend either service in person. And that really bothered me, but in fact, in spirit, and the memories I have of both Val and Doris are always very special and really wonderful human beings. And so when we close our meeting, it'll be in memory of both Val Lurch and Doris Topsy-Elbor. But anyway, the best of Happy New Year's to everyone. Good health to all. And thank you all for making the college what it is, a very special place. Is there anyone else at this time? Robert, anyone out there in Zoom land?
Yeah, I would love to speak. Thank you. A couple things. I want to thank Juliet for all the service she's given to the Personnel Commission. She's been amazing, and she's technically moving on to bigger and better things. And we all want to wish her well. And that's so true. Maybe we can get introduced to her replacement so that she can get on running here with her tennis shoes on fast, because it's going to be a busy year. Working Zoom for a little while longer, I believe, but we may be on campus. I do have a couple questions on maybe the commissioners could ask why, when you're doing salary advancing, we list either monthly or hourly wage. Maybe we should just list both instead of flipping back and forth. I don't understand why there's a difference as you go down the list, one's hourly, one's monthly. So it's just information maybe the commissioners might want to have. And the other thing is, like you all said, Mike has become president now, and he took off running, and we all wish him a successful career here at Long Beach City College, and I'm hoping it goes for decades so he can just enjoy his life here.
Absolutely, I concur. We couldn't have a better person in that role. I am so happy that he was selected, and I thank the trustees. I really do. For selecting him. I'm very proud to serve on anything that Dr. Mike is associated with. This is a great year for all of us. We're moving ahead.
The one comment during lunch, I said Long Beach City College, the role of the presidency, superintendent president, Long Beach City College, it's a destination. It's not a stepping stone. It's where people desire to go and fulfill their entire professional life. And it's not to go somewhere else. And it's always been that case. I mean, you will not see that. And so anyway, I agree. We wish them all the very best. Robert, anyone else out there that I can't see or notice want to pipe in? If not,
Jeff, I do want to, I want to go ahead and introduce my replacement. Ms. Dina Coda will be taking over as of the next meeting. So thank you for joining us, Dina. And I am working with her, training her, and making sure that she gets everything up to date and takes over my spot. Welcome, Dina.
Welcome, Dina.
Welcome. And thank you. Thanks for all the work. Here. Yeah, no, it's looking forward, and my apologies for not getting into the Long Beach City College portal and dropping information I'm supposed to do. So already she has to babysit me. So my apologies.
Job security.
Yeah, well, yeah, or just somebody who can't follow through on things. But anyway, all right, everyone. There's no other questions, comments at this time. Dario, how's the game going?
Yeah.
Last I saw, Alabama was up 3-0.
Oh, thank you. I knew the man would come through for me.
Thanks,
All right,
Dario.
everyone. If there's no
All
other
right,
questions,
then.
comments, without objection, this meeting is adjourned to our next meeting on the 24th of January. Thank you all.
Thank
very
you.
much.
See you in a couple weeks.
Everyone
Thank you.
stay safe until we meet again.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Bye.
Recording
Good
stopped.
night. Thank you.
Safe travels back, Janine.
Thank you so much. I
Safe
appreciate it,
travels,
Jeff.
yeah.
Thank
All right.
you.
God be with you.
Later.
Bye-bye.